But let's bring in Matthew Barnaby now. Barney, obviously here to talk NHL, but I know you know your way around the NFL, Barney. The Dolphins are down to their third string quarterback. And we were saying an hour ago, what should they do? I said make the trade for Bryce Young. Moose said sign a Joe Flacco type, some veteran that's on the couch. And Bob in Saskatoon saying, should they call Pittsburgh to get Russell Wilson? What would you do, Barney, if you were the Miami Dolphins right now?
I would not be trading for Bryce Young right now with confidence where he's at. Listen, long term, he might be the guy. I was never a Bryce Young fan. Watching him in college, great. But 5'10" quarterback is not really my cup of tea in the NFL. I'll take a guy 6'2", 6'3". So I'd be trading for a veteran. This team is poised to win now with all the weapons they have. You know, Tyreek Hill, Mozart, Jalen Waddle. I mean, this team is built to win now. So I don't think bringing in a development guy like Bryce Young right now is the prudent move. I'd be looking to get a veteran guy, and whether it's Russell Wilson, Tyrod Taylor from the Jets, which you have no chance of getting because the injury chances that we could have with Aaron Rodgers, but I'd definitely be going for a veteran with the way they're situated right now.
I obviously didn't bring you on to talk NFL, but since you're here, your Jets. Are you like all Jets fans waiting for the shoe to drop, or do you actually think this might be the year?
This might be the year. I never look at the negative, Rod. Come on. We don't look at negatives. We look at positives. I've been a Jets fan for roughly 39 years, and this is the best quarterback I've seen. It was the best quarterback performance I've seen, and it's only week 3. Was it a weak team? Listen, the Patriots aren't a great team, but we got Mike Williams as our third receiver. He'd be a number 1 on a lot of other teams. Now he has to stay healthy, but this Jets team's for real. And I'm in Buffalo right now. I'm just hoping Jacksonville can come in with a big, big win on Monday night, and we can really piss off these Buffalo people.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I was going to ask you where you are, so I guess let's dive into the hockey talk. I've read your book. I think, how you feel about Lindy Ruff. Can or will he be the guy to stave off this team finishing last place in their division? It was Montreal last year. Sabres going to be better than last this year?
I think they'll be better than last. Do they make the playoffs? No. And Lindy Ruff, listen, having read my book, you know the trials and tribulations that I had with Lindy. I can, at 51 years old, know that I might have been a little immature at times during that whole process, and maybe taking my loyalty to Ted Nolan to maybe a crazy level. But that's who I am. That's who I'll always be. Lindy Ruff is a good coach. He's going to get the best out of these guys, but is this roster built to win? Is the goaltending going to be good enough for a team that has a lot of defensive deficiencies? And I just don't know the answer to that. You know, you trade a great pick in Benson to pick up a guy like McLeod, who's a good NHLer, but he's not a top 6 guy. He's not going to contribute that way. So can this youth take that next step? Can the defense be a little bit better than just being offensive D-men? And I'm talking about the Dahlins, the Powers along the way. So I don't think this is a playoff team. I don't think they contend for the playoffs, but I do think they're a little bit better than last year.
Barney, I'm going to allow you the opportunity to get something off your chest. You can take it or don't. That's entirely up to you. But Rich Sutter came on here last week and talked about the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's not with them anymore. Yep. And he talked about how much it hurts to see what they're going through with Gaudreau and just what they're going through as an organization. And I thought, Barney, when you see your old team struggle, regardless of the situation, the circumstances of how you left, that is a different type of frustration. Like people, you're not getting any pleasure out of what the Sabres are going through. You know what I'm saying? That is a different kind of frustration that most wouldn't understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 13 years, and that's who I identify with. Like, I love playing in New York and Pittsburgh, but Buffalo was a place, an organization, and yes, it's changed many times over. The people that are involved in ownership and all of that have changed, but when I think of Buffalo, I think of the fans, right? I think about the people that wore the Barnaby jerseys and cheer on the Bills. And even though I'm a Jets fan, they live and die with their sports teams. if the Bills lose tonight, Tuesday through Saturday is the most miserable time in the world in Western New York, and the Buffalo Sabres not doing well and making the playoffs for 12 straight years. It hurts. It hurts because I know how much it means to the people in this town on a daily basis. They live and die through their sports teams, whether it's the Bills or the Sabres. So, no, I don't take any solace in predicting that they haven't been good or wouldn't make the playoffs for all these years. I want them to be good. I want them to contend. I want to be the alumni that come in round 2 and waving our towels around and cheering for our teams. And just seeing all the bars and the restaurants and all the excitement and the extra revenue that's made and just people being happy. We haven't seen that in a long, long time if you're a Sabres fan. Bills fans, they've given them some hope. Sabres fans, it's been awful, and I don't see it changing this year, but I guarantee Lindy Ruff will put them on the right path. He's that good a coach.
You said it very well. I mean, I was 20 years with the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and they're struggling now, and people think in some weird way that I'm enjoying it. I'm not. I want for the fans, for them to win. All the things you just said so eloquently. And the thing is, I know that the people that are running it there now, it's not going to happen with them in charge. And that's what's frustrating about it. And you say it and everybody thinks you're a joke or you're a jerk. And it's like, no. Yeah, but anyways.
I think you hit it right there is you be honest. Like, we're in the media. We do these things and people want you to be honest. Then you're honest and you're like, listen, I said 7 years ago, they're not making the playoffs in the next 5 years. It's not to be an asshole. It's just being honest. And everyone's like, oh, you're jealous. No, we want, just like you want Saskatchewan. You want for the fans. You want for the surrounding areas to do well because it's just a better place to be when people that you know or cities that you know that are thriving and having exciting times. Listen, I'm excited I'm a Jets. I haven't had that excitement. So I know what these fans go through. I know when it's 12 years without the playoffs. I've went through this and it's not fun as a fan. But when your team's always in the playoffs and always contending, man, is it fun to be around. It's just so exciting. So it's not being malicious, it's not being jealous, it's just wanting the best for a place that we both love. And for you, Saskatchewan, they're struggling now. For us, Buffalo, I want to see these fans, and my kids are Sabres fans, they're Bills fans. I want to see this city thrive.
Exactly. Hey, I won't keep you much longer, but I'll say this. You do live in Ottawa, and it seems like there's some exciting things going on with the Senators. I feel like we said this last year, but all those people are gone from a year ago. It's legit now, it feels like.
Yeah, it's funny. As soon as you said that, I was like, didn't we have this conversation, Rod, right around the same time? I think I just finished the Sens golf tournament and was with Pierre Dorion and Kachuk and Giroux. This is a different type of excitement. I think they do contend for a playoff spot. Again, like most teams that don't make the playoffs for years on years on years, the goaltending's been a big sore spot. And I love DJ Smith. They didn't play well defensively, and when they did play well offensively, they didn't get the save from the goaltender at the right time. So, they've made some moves in net. Hopefully, he's the answer to their prayers. I think they contend, but now with the rink and LeBreton Flats, that seems to be sorting itself out. There's a different level of excitement, and I can tell you just from an ownership standpoint, knowing the ownership through multiple layers, this is the best the Ottawa Senators have been, and the outlook has been in at least 20 years going forward. I'm not saying team-wise. They've had some good teams here, but the outlook on the organization and where they're going is as good as it's ever been.
What are you doing in Buffalo?
I just came in. My son's playing in the East Coast League in Worcester, and he asked if I could come in for the last week before he goes to training camp and train him and a bunch of other guys that are going to AHL camps and ECHL teams to come in and train him for the week. So I'm here for the week, and my daughter's coming in from Barcelona tomorrow, and then I head home for a couple days, and then I'm off to Europe for 3 weeks. So it's nice to be able to see your kids. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, no kidding. Good for you, Barney. Thanks for fitting us in. I appreciate it. Enjoy your time and safe travels.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Keep up the awesome work. Cheers, bud.
Appreciate it, man. The 18th all-time penalty minute leader in NHL history, the great Matthew Barnaby, and he is great. Busy guy.